Welcome everybody to another episode of the ADD Show. This is episode number 5. On the ADD Show, we talk about entertainment, sports, politics. But since it's the last show before the election, I'm focused on the election because we have to remove Donald Trump. Dump Trump. He is the worst president in the history of America. By far, it's not even close. Today's topic is not only defeating Trump, but Trumpism. Because we know what's going to happen in the election. Biden will get the votes. He will win the popular. And I'm hoping, I'm confident he'll win the Electoral College, but Trump will claim victory and we're going to have this battle. So that's going to the Supreme Court. He just appointed Amy Coney Barrett in, and he is ready. He's got his attack to try and steal this election. So what does that mean? Well, when you take a bunch of Trumpsters in this cult, and there's a lot of them. I mean, there are a lot of people. Look what just happened over the weekend. We had a Biden bus, and we had all these Trump supporters surround the bus and try to run him off the road. That happened in New Jersey, and I believe it was going over a bridge in Jersey to New York, in the Garden State Parkway. And this is happening throughout the country. We have these Trumpsters, violent Trumpsters, trying to wreak havoc. Now, we have no idea what's going to happen at election sites because Trump is calling for people to watch. In some states, you can actually have open carry around there. So it's going to be scary. And a lot of places, at least around me, they're starting to board up places preparing for this kind of outburst. So that's what I'm concerned about, is what happens with the base. Because that Trump cult believes everything that Trump says. There's no distinguish between fact and reality. It's Trump's reality. And that's the most dangerous thing. So Trumpism will still be here even if Biden wins the election. Even if there's a battle in the courts and Biden wins, Trump is not the guy to just say, you know what, it's been a great race. I'm just gonna enjoy my time golfing in Mar-a-Lago. Hell no. The whole time, as soon as he's out of office, he'll be tweeting stolen election, trying to ramp up for the next election, trying to get impeachment going, anything that he can to keep his base going, because that's all he is right now. You know, he's this reality guy, reality star, and what do you have to do? You have to stay in the public. If he just drops out and wants to run again in 24, people are like, well, what have you been doing? So he needs to keep that base going. Now, we have some of these QAnon people starting to seep into Congress. And that's where it gets scary. Now we have this conservative judicial 6-3. So besides that, you have McConnell packing the court. So you have these conservative, Trumpian, unqualified people in government. We didn't have that in 16. And in fact, in 16, he tried to get some people who were competent in their job, or tried to be. But now all those people are gone. So this is where the slide to dictatorship is going. And I was talking about this back on the last election. If you look at what's happening in Europe and other spots, but really in Europe, we have the rise of these populist leaders. And what they all do is, I'm the only person you can listen to. I'm the only person who can save you. Everything else is fake. The media is against you. These other people want to tear your country. They all follow the same playbook. Every single one of them. And they never care about people. It's all lip service. They don't give a shit about it. So think about what happened with Trumpism. We will have quarter of a million people died from COVID. And what does Trump do? He echoes this part of like, well, I stopped people coming in from China. No, you didn't. I think we had 500,000 people came in. People in Europe, remember what happened? They just said, bam. And then all the people are clogged up at the airport. And they're able to spread the virus all throughout the country from poor policies. What does Trump do? He doesn't say anything good about the doctors. He says they're terrible people. He finds this other doctor. They believe that. He talked about hydroxychloroquine, which proved to be bullshit. He talked about this, what is it, demon sperm, and all these other crazy things, like My Pillow is supposed to have a vaccine. Remember, right before the election, we're going to announce there's a vaccine. Well, this is the day before the election. There's no vaccine. Why? It's bull. But listen to Trumpsters. They believe that. What do Trumpsters do? They don't wear masks. What did Trump say? Don't wear a mask. He mocks everybody. What happens? The virus is ravishing the country. So we look at it and say, okay, well, this is all Trumpism. What Trump said, if you took a reasonable person, right, and there was a virus, and take Trump out of it, and he put all these like witch doctor voodoo things, you'd be like, no way. Would you go to that doctor? Think about it. Think about going to a doctor, right? And you're like, no, I found some person on the internet who said that whatever you're doing is wrong. And this other person, there's no evidence at all, no training. Would you believe the actual doctor who's been doing this, studied this, or would you believe the crackpot? And that's what's wrong with Trumpism. They believe the crackpot. Because is it owning the libs while people die and not to wear a mask? Yeah, screw you, libs. That's all Trumpism is, screwing the libs. Winning, victory, white grievance. Think about it. Trump is the party of white grievance. That's all there is. Didn't even have a policy. Think about that. No policy for the second term. Why? Because he doesn't have one. His policy is to screw over people, and then the people believe it. Think about it. The farmers, right? The tariffs that he likes to brag about. Guess who was getting that money? It wasn't, China wasn't losing money. The consumers were paying for it. I had a business where I was importing and I had to pay tariffs. Guess what? I couldn't get that many. The profits were gone. I couldn't do that business. And so many other people were like that. We have to pay. He's against socialism, but guess what? We're paying billions of dollars to farmers. That's Trumpism. He convinced people to hate against the policies that he's doing. Socialism. What happens with the stimulus check? Everyone's waiting for the stimulus check. Why can't we get the stimulus check? That's what they want to. Why can't people get together? That's socialism. So he has people convinced about that. Medicare, Social Security, socialism. Roads, schools, fire, military. Socialism. They're not paid for hire. So that's the problem with Trumpism. If you only believe in incompetent con man, the con man won. That's what Trump is. He conned you Trumpsters. So, like I said, after the election, when you have these people fully indoctrinated with this crazy person, I mean, that's what Donald Trump is. He is a psychopath who just says false things that gets people killed. He's doing these super spreader events where people have died. I think it was 700 people died from attending the rallies. That was a couple days ago. Who knows what the final results are? I think 30,000 people are infected. And those people don't believe in science because Trump said, don't believe the science. Who knows where that spreads? Everywhere he goes into these events, virus spreads. Then we have his kids pushing these crazy theories. They go on Fox News, and he's got these other sycophants now surrounding them. So, if you're inundated with this stuff over and over again, and you get it validated with Fox News, and you have these conspiracies happening, they never know facts. You ever talk to a Trumpster and you try to push facts with them? They don't know what to do. They'll find some crazy, I found out something on the internet on a blog, which is proven false. So, trying to talk to a Trumpster with actual factual information is almost impossible because they're so inundated with the lies.
Our doctors get more money if somebody dies from COVID. You know that, right?
Even Trump said that. Why do I attack the media? Because that way you won't believe them. And that's what happened. And that's the scary part. And now, everything that we were worried about is these violent, crazy Trumpsters are doing that. They're riled up because Donald Trump says, that's the way you're supposed to be. I'm going to praise the people attacking the bus. Those are Trump loyalists or supporters. If you say anything bad against them, you're a snowflake. That's it. So after the election, these Trumpsters are going to be riled up. They're going to believe him. He's going to be tweeting. And besides that, there's going to be the next group of people in Congress or Senate on the next election or the midterms. Trumpism. because they see how many people get excited about it. They're riled up. How do we get rid of them? Well, what I'm thinking we have to do is, once Biden wins, we have to get a stimulus package together immediately and get money out to people and get people starting to work and save the business. I think if we do that, then we can say to people, hey, see, it's not so bad with Biden. The world's not ending. We're not communist China. We can kind of diffuse Trumpism. But it's going to take a while, because to get everything back to normal, it could be 2022. So we're really going to have to hang in there and get some bipartisan legislation and really diffuse. Now, he's got a strong base. And I don't know, maybe 40% of the people, 45% of the people approve of Trump. So maybe we can kind of go into that, and we got to start bringing it down and hopefully pulling people out and exposing how wrong Trumpism is. If not, we're in a very scary place. Just having Biden in will not erase this mentality, and it'll keep popping up again. So there's a lot going on right now. So we need everybody to be focused, getting everybody out to vote. If you voted already, that's fantastic. And I'm urging everybody, get a bottle of champagne. That's what I'm doing. And hopefully, universally, we can celebrate a Biden win. And remember, guys, as soon as the election's over, there's still a lot of work to do. Things will not go back to normal. Okay? Stay safe, vote, and let's go. Biden-Harris 2020. Thanks a lot for watching another episode of The ADD Show.